So this is 10 laps, by the way. This is their far last race before we get to the 15-lap final.
It is indeed, and Luke Harrison has actually made the start in this one from New South Wales, the Black 17, who was second last weekend. I spoke to him prior to this race. I said, what happened? And it was a loose flywheel bearing. He detected a noise coming in after quali, and they got underneath it. They thought it was the gearbox, and they wiggled the flywheel and it was loose, so they've replaced all that. And he's hoping everything's okay, but he said top 3 or 4 finding they don't have the performance they thought they had. And I said, well, it's Symmons planes. It does that to you sometimes. Anyway, out turn 4, the hairpin here at Symmons planes, working their way round through the sweeper. And as I said, this is the A group, and it is Brett Osborne, car number 1 from New South Wales, leading the way. And he's got a little gap back to Madgelton, who's now coming under pressure from Jake Madden. He's just been getting better and better. Locks a brake on the run into turn number 6. Gets it unlocked and the wheel rotating again behind him, Brian Woods, and then we look further back. It's probably John Wise, I reckon, in the 5K. He's having a very, very solid run. He's got Harbour having a look to the inside of the number 5 machine as they come past us and complete lap number 1. Harbour, if you remember that, back in race number 1, he had a spin up in turn 6. He got himself back up to 8th, and he will make his way forward. He's putting a move on John Wise now as they go side by side under the Jaguar Bridge and head off for another run down the top straight.
Well, Harbour finished 3rd last weekend in basketball, so we know he's got the pace. Yes. So we'll keep an eye on him. They haven't sorted themselves out, but it was that first lap. The gap that Austin had already opened up even in half a lap. So they're now coming out of the hairpin, starting their second lap, and Osborne still leading this point. And then we've got Marpleton, the next one. It's still the same. Am I right with that?
Yeah, Madgelton, yep. And
Jake Madden.
He's showing some great speed.
Yep. And then the next one would be Woods. And then it would be Harbour. So the lime green car has in fact got into 5th position. They've got a squabbling group of 4 coming towards us now through turn 6, and they're side by side as they come towards us now. There's nothing much in it, and so it's led by Toth, Wise, and the other one on the outside quite picked that up.
That'd be Harrison in 17.
Oh, yes.
Making his way forward. Good job from Tothy, if you remember that. He was parked in the grass for a while and then circulated very, very slowly. So he would start well back in that one. He's got himself up into 6th place already. So good for his first couple of laps.
So the issue with him was that he
with the top car. Stopped in 2nd gear, yeah.
Okay.
That first and second, not good in Symmons.
This track.
Oh, no, 3rd is pretty useful here. They work their way back round through the street. They're currently working lap number 3 of 10, so still plenty of time in this one. And the gap for second was 0.3 the second last time. Osborne got away, but I reckon if anything, Madgelton's closed it not a bit, and whether that's because he's doing a better job. He certainly was the quickest man on the track last time by. But I do wonder whether Osborne's just playing the game a little bit.
It could be. So Osborne at the moment coming into the line to complete this lap in front of Madgelton, and then Madden, followed by Woods. Then it's Harbour, and then we go back to Toth. We've got a great battle there with Harrison. There's nothing between those two, and then the 5 for the next one, which is John Wise. And right behind John Wise,
Joe Andriski.
Yes.
In the 69, then David Parsons.
So Parso is having a right on that.
Yeah, he's currently in position number 10. I'm not used to seeing from David Parsons. It's not always the Q racing paper, and that's why we love it. Quickest man on the track is indeed Jared Harbour from New South Wales. And here comes Harbour putting a move on Ryan Woods down into turn number 6. He's on the inside. Woods gives him racing room. They come out of there, and Woods has picked up some dirt on the outside of the track, and it's cost him the spot. So Harbour now moves up one more and moves into the top 4. And he's certainly on the move. He's the fastest man on the track. And Harrison, starting stone nonetheless last, is now up to 6th place.
That's a top effort, and I reckon his time's looking pretty good, even though he's up to pass.
Yeah, well, he's been in traffic all the way, and the best he's done is a 1:13.38. But the pace he's showing is, and we know from last week, Well, the last 3 years he's been second in the national title, so he's...
So that's the other thing.
We'll have a look at the gap. It was 3.1 seconds between
Okay, a mistake down there from Magilton.
Yep.
He spun out.
Turn 6 has caught him out. He got wide and turned around, and the field streaming past him now. So he will drop well down the order. He's going to try and rejoin, but he'll be way, way, way down the back.
So all of a sudden, the pressure's been taken off Osborne yet again.
Well, yeah, and he just did the fastest lap of the race to add insult to injury. Did Brett Osborne, and he does do that. He's just so consistent, and he just keeps banging out quick times, lap after lap after lap.
Well, you don't win 4 times if you're not good.
That's very true. Yeah, I'm going with that. Harrison's 5th, but he's closing in on the back of Woods slowly, but he is closing, and he's taking Tothy with him. Tothy doing a good job. He hasn't lost any ground to Harrison, so the local boy doing a nice job in the 28 car. So across the line to complete lap number 6.
Yeah, I went to make the point actually that even though he'd been passed by Harrison, that he'd stayed with him. So got a little bit of inspiration, as it were. Okay, now the group of 3 that are coming behind Tothy is Wise, Andruski and David Parsons. Those 3 running together at the moment. You've heard about things called a commentator's curse.
Yeah.
And we've had the odd 1 or 2 today
and
that have been doing well and all of a sudden found themselves off the track.
Well, I've got to say, over the years, I'd say that you and Rosie are really good at that commentator curse.
So Wise goes through. Open up a little bit of the gap. The 10 car of Rattray goes through.
Followed by Viney. So, team cars, for want of a better term. Magilton, he'll be trying to turn some quick laps, try and make up some ground.
This all plays into their grid position for the 15 lap.
Absolutely right.
So the grid is going to look very interesting, bearing in mind there's been 2 or 3 that have had some dramas that have dropped them out of leading spots.
To come around and complete lap number 8, so 2 laps from home. Harbour starting to close in on the back of Madden now. So the 202 of Jared Harbour from New South Wales. He's starting to pull in the 45 machine of Jake Madden, the Queenslander, who's been down here for racing down here for the last 3 meetings. Baskerville, Symmons plays, then Baskerville again for the Nationals, and this is his 4th meeting this season here, so he's almost a Tasmanian now.
Yeah, we'll call him an honorary Tasmanian.
It takes a while to get your passport, doesn't it?
It does.
But Harbour's making big ground.
He certainly is. That gap has closed considerably since the last time they crossed the line.
Oh, here's the challenge.
Here we go. Well, that came out of the blue. I didn't think he'd make up that much ground. And I'm talking about Harbour in the lime green car and crosses the line. The 202. How appropriate is that? 202. Right. So they're nose to tail. Harbour and Madden up underneath the Jaguar Bridge.
But it's all about Brett Osborne. He's half a lap from home, less than that actually. He led by 4.46 seconds across the line last time. So comfortable for our Australian champion. I did see him make a very uncharacteristic mistake in the previous heat in that section, but checkered flag time for him. And a 2nd win for Brett Osborne, the New South Welshman, doing a really solid job. Harbour home for 2nd. 3rd will go to Jake Madden. Ryan Woods for 4th. We're back to Luke Harrison, who's come home in 5th. Really nice drive from him. Same thing can be said for Tothy, because they both started well back. And it's John Wise, David Parsons, Joe Andruski in that order. Takes us down to 9th. Nev Rattray will be 10th. Anthony Viney is next in the Grey Ghost.